Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show Style and Spirit. I am Ebony, of course. And as you can see from the title of this video, we have to talk about singer Cassie will be testifying during a trial against Sean Diddy Combs for sex trafficking and SA allegations. This is huge. She is stepping out on faith, and I just hope that she remains divinely protected. Now, before we get into the details, I ask that you please hit the like button on this channel and please subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button on this video. And everything that I'm saying in this video is alleged and just my opinion. Shout out to the Neighborhood Talk. You all know that it is my favorite blog. It has all sorts of news. It is very diverse in its covers of stories. And we have to get into the story that it has posted about Sean Diddy Combs. As you can see from the headline, it reads, Cassie reportedly plans to testify using her real name at Diddy's upcoming sex trafficking trial. Now, you may be asking, why is that a big deal for her to use her real name? Some people in the comments even got a little confused and said, oh, it's Cassie, not her real name. The reason why that is being reported is because some of Diddy's accusers, they have been trying to remain anonymous to avoid being harassed and possibly intimidated for speaking out about what allegedly has been done to them at the hands of Diddy. So Cassie, she is testifying as she has already been made public in terms of her allegations against Diddy, because a year and a half ago, it was reported about her lawsuit against Diddy. We all know by the time we heard the report, if you worked that day, you got off of work, you heard the story about her lawsuit. And before we could get into a good sleep cycle, Diddy's attorneys had already settled with Cassie's attorney about midnight that night. So it was a huge story. And then a surveillance video was released of a hotel scene where Diddy was shown, jumping on Cassie, to use an old school term. And in my opinion, he was in a wrestling ring, picking up Cassie, throwing her, just insanity. So I'm going to go ahead and read the caption that's written by a writer from the Neighborhood Talk, and then I will give more commentary. According to TMZ, Cassie is set to testify under her real name in Diddy's upcoming federal trial. She is identified in court documents as Victim 1 and will not remain anonymous, unlike 3 other alleged victims who have requested that their identities be kept private to avoid harassment and retaliation. Prosecutors recently revealed the names of the anonymous accusers to just Diddy's legal team. Cassie's involvement was already publicly known due to a hotel surveillance video referenced in the indictment, the same video CNN previously released and then allegedly destroyed. I do want to stop there. So prosecutors, they have revealed the names of the 3 other anonymous accusers to Diddy's legal team. So their names have not been made public to any news outlets or blogs. Do I expect at least one of those names to go public? I feel like there is a possibility. If just allegedly, just in my opinion, if Diddy's legal team were to kind of slip a name to a blog or a huge media outlet, then it would be, if that was the case, it would be up to the integrity and the personal ethical code of the journalist to say, you know what, I am not going to reveal this name because I want to help protect these women's or men's identities. I'm not going to do that, but if it were to get into certain hands, some people, they might be so sensational that they will go ahead and release their names. I do pose this question for you all. Do you think that any of those 3 names will make their way to the media? I think that it is a possibility. Hopefully Diddy's legal team won't play that low down and dirty. And hopefully, if they were to do that, none of the outlets that they would send the names to would go ahead and report them. We will just have to see. And so, again, because Cassie has filed her lawsuit against Diddy, that was made public in late 2023. And then also the surveillance video leaked in early 2024 of Diddy putting his hands on Cassie in a hotel. That is why she is able to testify not as victim one, but using her real name. And so that is huge and will give a lot of credibility to the prosecutor's case. So I'm sure that the prosecutors are very thankful that Cassie is so brave and she is willing to testify. And I just hope that she and her family remains protected and that she does not get intimidated in any way. God has brought her so far. She even had the courage to even file the lawsuit. I'm sure that, she is willing to do this. So I tip my hat off to you, Cassie. You are a very brave woman. Kudos to you for reclaiming your life after everything that you have endured allegedly at the hands of this man. Diddy, who is currently being held at MDC Brooklyn, faces charges including racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution with the P in the beginning. His trial is scheduled to begin May 5th. He has pleaded not guilty and denies all allegations. Now, we learned last fall, late summer, early fall, that his trial would begin in May. And I remember back then, a lot of us were thinking like, wow, Sean Diddy Combs, multimillionaire, he has to sit in jail and his trial won't start until May. And that seemed like several months away, which it was, but it is a testament to how fast time flies, because here we are, it's April 6th. He has just 4 weeks left, and then his trial will begin 4 weeks from tomorrow. So he has endured, and his trial will begin, and we have to see how things will end up. Cassie previously sued Diddy in November 2023 for the R word, for grape, abuse, and human trafficking. The case was quickly settled, but it sparked a wave of similar lawsuits against the music mogul. Now, I want to talk about something. This is just a conspiracy theory that I have. We know that Texas-based attorney Tony Busby, he has been leading the charge on several of the accusers' lawsuits against Diddy. When he tried to sue Jay-Z for a young lady who has special needs or is autistic, she lives down in Alabama now. She's a Latina she said that she was raped by Jay-Z at one of the MTV award shows in the early 2000s. She was just 13 years old at the time. Of course, we know that those charges against Jay-Z, they were dismissed in recent weeks. And now Jay-Z is suing attorney Tony Busby because Jay-Z's attorney discovered that Tony Busby, he's not even allowed to practice law in the Southern District of New York. A part of me always wondered if Diddy's legal team somehow sent someone to tip Tony Busby off, oh, you should sue Jay-Z, knowing that Jay-Z and his amazing attorney, Alex Spiro, would have the strategy and the wherewithal to get the charges dismissed, to shine a light on Tony Busby, perhaps lacking credibility, to help Diddy in the long run. That's the conspiracy theory that I have had, because Jay-Z, it was almost seamless. And I'm sure Alex Spiro had to work hard. You may have seen he did a PowerPoint for like the media, and he was pointing out everything about the girl's story that did not make any sense. He had intel from MTV when she was saying, oh, and I watched the award show on like the Jumbotron screen, and MTV said we didn't even have that back then for the award show. She was trying to say that when she went to the MTV Awards, she saw this celebrity and that celebrity, and they were coming out. It was I think it was like a country music duo, two gentlemen, and they said we were on tour at that time and we didn't even go to the MTV Awards show. Just so many holes in her story. And Jay-Z's attorney pointed them all out in this very organized PowerPoint. I kind of felt like, did Diddy and his legal team know that if they pulled Jay-Z into the mess, that Jay-Z would be able to fight his way out of it? And at the same time, it would try to possibly strengthen Diddy's case if he could poke holes in Tony Busby's case. And if that is something that Diddy and his legal team came up with, and this is just alleged, in my opinion, to Mr. Diddy and his legal team, if they came up with that strategy, it's almost scary that they would come up with that and that they would be willing to involve someone as wealthy and resourceful as Jay-Z, and to even put him on the spot to have to fight for his name and clear his name and have such strong legal backup against such allegations. But that was just something that I thought of because it was just so left field for one accuser to randomly think of Jay-Z. Out of all the cases that Tony Busby has reportedly said that he's gotten surrounding Diddy, reportedly there were hundreds, and then Tony Busby and his team narrowed it down to a much smaller number. So that's just a conspiracy theory that I had, just my opinion. But what do you all think about Cassie actually testifying during the trial? Do you think what do you think Diddy's legal team may try to throw at her for his defense? I'm guessing they're going to also try to bring up times where she's defended herself. I believe Diddy's legal team has allegedly said, oh, she's hit him with her cell phone. They may try to bring that up, or perhaps her financial status before she and Diddy settled in November 2023. What defenses do you think Diddy's legal team will try to come up with? I thank you all so much for checking out this video. Please hit the like button on this video, as it is a free way of supporting the channel. And I just hope you all have been having a fantastic weekend. If you've watched my 2 previous videos that I did today, I chilled out on Saturday. I didn't even leave the crib. I watched Good American Family on Hulu, based upon a true story, and it is wild. And then today, this morning, I took care of going to the gym, going grocery shopping. I've made content. And so now I'm going to kick it and enjoy the rest of this Sunday. So I hope that you're doing great. Whatever you have to do to have a smooth Monday, go ahead and do it, whether it's laying your clothes out for tomorrow, or if you make lunches at night, or if you make overnight oats the night before, go ahead and knock it out. And try not to snooze the alarm so you don't have to rush. And while you are checking out your favorite YouTubers, grab a bottled water, get your water in, get your fruit in while you are entertaining yourself here on YouTube. And I will talk with you all soon. Bye.